A lot of people have felt really stuck in life this year. And if they looked back to what they wanted to have happen this year and to all of their goals and dreams and aspirations and everything they were inspired to do at the beginning of the year, like so many of us are, when they're looking at how far they've come and the progress they've made, they actually feel like it's been a waste of a year, like there has been no movement. They just felt stuck. They feel like they haven't actually accomplished anything. And so they feel really bad about themselves and a little bit or a lot bit disheartened moving into 2023. So in this video, I want to offer you a different perspective on actually how far you actually have come and why you may have felt like you actually haven't accomplished anything. Welcome to the Heal Your Loved Ones podcast. I am your host, Iris Siriani. At the beginning of every year, most people set out these different goals of what they want to achieve, like I mentioned. Maybe some of those goals were career or creative goals. So maybe it was writing a book or creating a new Oracle card deck or starting a new business or starting a YouTube channel, something that would allow you creative expression and help you advance in your career. So maybe you wanted to make partnership in the law firm that you were working at, for example, or maybe you wanted to buy another franchise, or maybe you wanted to double or triple your income. And who doesn't want to double and triple their income, right? And those are really great goals. Sometimes, a lot of times, we have personal goals that we want to achieve, such as doing a fitness competition or taking better care of our health by losing weight or quitting smoking or stopping drinking or stop using a substance that we intuitively know is not helping us move forward in our life. And a lot of times, oftentimes, the reason that we don't succeed in those goals is because it requires a shift in our mindset and a different thought process about how we see ourselves as being a non-smoker, as being a non-drinker, as being a non-user of whatever substance, or being a non-gambler, whatever that happens to be, or being a thin person. It requires us to go within to really dig out the parts of us that believe that we can't be those things, because there's a certain level of security that we get by doing those things and keeping those habits in place that stop us from having to evolve and grow. So those goals are a little bit trickier, and sometimes we actually need support in achieving those goals. Maybe you're not where you want to be right now, but maybe you have been making steps towards where you want to be in your life. And maybe you've been making steps towards where you want to be and what you want to achieve, but maybe you've had to make a few pit stops along the way as well. And maybe those pit stops were necessary for you to do some inner work that would allow you to align with the very goals, dreams, and aspirations that you have for yourself. Not sure who it was. Was it Isaac Newton or maybe Einstein? He was pretty brilliant. Said, you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. So maybe all of the pit stops along the way were there to help you work on your mindset, to dig up the things in yourself that have always been holding you back from having the life and the lifestyle and feeling the way that you want to feel. So maybe you've made more progress than you think you have. So if you think you haven't made the progress that you think you have, Consider these questions and how they might apply to yourself. Question 1. What awareness do you have of yourself, of how much you have grown and changed over the past year? We don't always take time to contemplate the inner work that we've done and how much we have changed and how much we have grown and all of the little subtle shifts and changes about who we believe to be and who we want to be. And so if you have a look at how you started out the year, how you felt about yourself, all of the things that you looked at, all of the feelings and emotions and stuck old patterns that we repeat to ourselves about our limitations and our lack, have you noticed a shift or a change throughout the year to where you are today? Question 2. Did you finally choose yourself and move away from people who were like anchors pulling you down? This isn't an easy one because we connect with people in social circles, in our friend group, in our family relationships, in the relationships that we have with our partner, in the relationships that we have with our coworkers. And when we want to grow and change and evolve, oftentimes people in our lives that we have connected with are not able to support us as we move to those higher levels because they themselves may not believe that it's possible for them. And there's a saying, misery loves company. And that's not to say that the people that you associate with are miserable people. However, there may be people in your connected groups who don't want to see you succeed because of what it means for them and how it's going to trigger them and how it's going to trigger their beliefs about what's possible for themselves. So they would rather have you stay the same, stay in the same place, stay in that same job, stay in that same relationship that is not offering you any growth. And for you, it's a really scary endeavor because not only are you stepping outside of everything that you've always known and the connection that you have with these people, but you're also stepping into the unknown. The unknown being, who is going to be there to support me? Am I going to have to go this road alone? Where will my new people be? And most importantly, who am I becoming? We never know who we are going to become by transitioning through life, choosing ourselves, choosing to follow that pull, that calling in our heart to do that thing, to leave that job or relationship, to go to that new place, whatever that pull is for you. So did you choose yourself this year and move in that direction? And again, you might not be at the place that you want to be, but were you able to make that first step or second step or third step? Question 3. Did you open your heart to a new relationship or to start dating again after feeling as though you were not worthy of love because of a failed relationship, because of an abusive relationship, because of an emotionally damaging relationship? Did you allow yourself to step outside of your comfort zone, to open yourself up to love because you have been doing some inner healing? That's big because a lot of people will continue to close their heart off and not be open to being vulnerable to letting love in again. So if that was you, that's big. Next question. Were you able to heal a family relationship that has been estranged or really a struggle and a challenge for you? And what I mean by that is that did you or were you able to have greater acceptance for that other person, the life experiences that they've had, and how they show up in the family unit, in their own life, knowing that they are on their own journey, they have their own beliefs about who they are and what they're capable of, and have you accepted them for who they are and what their beliefs are, even though they differ from yours? And are you able now to see them for who they are, have loving compassion for them, but still have good boundaries so that you feel good about who you are and moving forward in your life? That again takes a lot of inner work to get to that point where you forgive yourself and you forgive the people that have hurt you in the past, where you have felt unseen, unloved, irrelevant somehow. Next question. How did you stretch yourself outside your comfort zone? Everybody knows, everybody's heard that magic always happens outside your comfort zone. And a lot of people don't really want to stretch themselves that far. Like they might dip their toe into the unknown and they might start to do something, but they get so scared that they retract. It's too much of a stretch for them. And that's okay, because this process, sometimes it takes time. But how were you able to stretch yourself, step outside of your comfort zone by maybe moving across the country, start dating again? Here comes that example back around again. Try something, try a new occupation, try minimalism for a lifestyle change, change your diet. How did you stretch yourself outside your comfort zone, and how do you feel about yourself now that you have done that? This next question is a really big question to ponder, and that is, were you able to let go of the judgment you have of yourself based on the perceived judgments that others have upon you? And that whole statement, that question really is about, what will people think of me? How will they judge me? And who do I need to be? What persona, what mask do I need to put on so that people will like me? And that I will be accepted, and that I will be included, and that I would feel relevant. And this one here triggers the self-loathing and self-hatred and beating ourselves up mindset. And it requires inner child work, because those feelings of wanting to be seen, wanting to be loved, wanting to be validated, wanting to feel relevant, wanting to be included, really stems from deep-seated pain from our childhood. So were you able to work towards having more love and compassion and acceptance for who you are, and care less what other people think of you and care more about what you think of you? And that is not easy work. So congratulations on any minute progress that you have made in that direction. And finally, did you learn more about yourself? Were you able to look at the dark, hidden parts of you? Do you have more love and acceptance and compassion for yourself? Do you have a better love for yourself? And do you like yourself a little bit more? And do you appreciate yourself a little bit more? When we embark on a new year with these big goals and dreams and aspirations, they're good, but sometimes we're not successful in achieving those goals because there's inner work that needs to happen in order for us to align with who we need to be in order to reach those goals. And it requires casting a light on the inside of us, in the dark hidden parts of ourselves that we don't like about ourselves, that have somehow been skewed by incorrect thought patterns and beliefs about who we are and what we're capable of, and beliefs that have been handed down even from generation to generation within our family about the amount of money that we're capable of earning, the type of lifestyle that we're capable of living, the things that we can achieve that are ultimately going to be of service and value, not only to ourselves, but to other people whose lives we impact by being our true, authentic self and really loving and accepting who we are. Because when we do this work, we make space. It's like an energetic path to allowing other people to follow in our energetic footsteps. So even though you may not have accomplished writing that book or starting that YouTube channel or doubling or tripling your income or buying that house or paying off all of your debt, maybe this was your year to be inside of yourself instead of doing externally that would make you feel accomplished and validated. Maybe the validation and acceptance is now coming from inside yourself after having done all that work this year, so that it's now preparing you to move into this next year in more alignment and with more clarity and more confidence in who you are and a greater acceptance of who you are, so that you can show up more authentically and live a more peaceful, calm, and balanced life. So maybe if you contemplate these questions, maybe you will see and appreciate just how far you have come this year. So celebrate that. Celebrate that massive movement forward in your inner world that is now going to be reflected in your outer world. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you do contemplate those questions. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts and any aha or epiphanies you had as a result of pondering and considering these questions. And until the next video, I am sending you so much love. I'm looking rather festive today.